Hello and welcome back to Gregway Enterprises Week 8. Today we're going to be talking about the top things that salespeople do that buyers hate. Also excuses, and number 3, being stood up. Let's jump right in. One of the most vital things that you can do is to show up early. I always show up early to an appointment. The things that buyers hate the most is when you show up late. Don't show up late. Get there early. Have a chance to relax, go through your game plan in your mind, study your notes, show your prospective client that you can be dependent upon and that you're going to be there on time. If you come in and you're all disorganized and you're in a hurry and you're frustrated and you're upset and there's all this drama going on and you're late and you're apologizing, they may not tell you, but right off the bat they're saying, I don't want to deal with that kind of a person. Be neat, be clean, be organized, and be focused. Have your ducks in a row. Have everything working in your favor. Show up early. Always show up early. I show up 5 to 10 minutes early. I always tell my clients, I'm going to beat you to work in the morning, or I'm going to be here before you get here. I want to let them know that they can depend upon me. And then from the moment they see me, they say, oh my gosh, he's early. Show them you care enough to be early. Number 2, they hate it when you talk too much, especially about yourself. They don't want to know about your mom and your dad and your brother and your sister and your bills and your problems and this and that, or how wonderful you are, everything you've accomplished. They don't want to hear all that. This is about them. This is their time. That's sacred. This is their time to talk to you, to vent, to tell you everything that you need to know that you should be taking mental notes on so that you can have a very logical, constructive conversation with them and be productive. Also, really bothers them if you have a lack of knowledge. My heavens. I bought an $80,000 truck 2 months ago, and I went in and the guy didn't have a clue. He didn't know how to work any of the gadgets on it. The bypass lane information, the navigation, the heater on the seats. He didn't know how to tell me how the alert system worked, or how the diesel exhaust fluid, what that was all about, or why it was important. He didn't have a clue. He handed me the book and he said, just read the book. He said, you'll find everything you need to know in there. And I'm thinking, really? Didn't have a clue. So I went through every page and I had to study it and I had to go back in and ask other people. And this guy's one that got the commission, got the deal. So lack of knowledge, that's very frustrating. It doesn't matter what you're selling. Know your product, study your product, be tuned in. If there's something particular that client wants, really focus and make sure that you can become as knowledgeable as humanly possible, especially when you're buying a car. I mean, how hard is it? You're going to sit down, you're going to study, you're going to review it, you're going to make sure that every single thing that they could possibly ask you, you can have an answer for. Also, lying. Don't tell somebody they're going to get a 5% when it's 5.99. Don't tell them somebody they're going to get a 4% when it's 4.99. Don't tell them somebody you're going to have it delivered tomorrow when it's not going to be delivered till next week. Don't tell someone that this big, fancy, awesome computer is going to do things that it doesn't. Just tell the truth. And if you make a mistake, if you've sold something or if you've made a mistake, own it, be honest, be accountable, and say, look, I goofed up, I made a mistake, I apologize. But don't lie to get your way out of it. I mean, if you're going to lie once, you're going to lie 1,000 times. Don't do it. If you're going to steal a penny, you're going to steal $1 million. Be honest with them. Also, they really hate it when you don't understand their needs. Take the time to listen, you guys. Listen to what their needs are. Listen to whether it be financial, whether it be a color, whether it be timing, whether it be what it does. Take the time. They're paying you to listen to them. Take the time to understand their needs as you listen to them. Also, not taking no for an answer. You know, I will push my clients to a certain point, and then I want to let them know that no means no. It means no. Don't leave them with a bad taste in their mouth because they're never ever going to want to talk to you again. Don't hound them and hound them and hound them. Love them. Be kind to them, be honest with them, do everything you can in your power to help them. But also care enough about them to walk away from the deal. Sometimes you have to walk away. If you don't, you're wasting their time, you're wasting your time. No means no. Also, lack of follow-up. They hate it when you don't follow up. Okay? Follow up with them. We talked about this last week. Follow up with them. Make sure that they're happy. Don't think, oh man, I made a sale. I'm never going to talk to them again. Follow up with them. You'd be really shocked to know how much that means to them when you follow up with them. So genuinely care enough to follow up. Let's move on to number 2, excuses. Look, people can make excuses all day long. I was up late last night too late. I can't go out today. I don't have enough energy. It's snowing outside. I could get in a wreck. 1,000 excuses. I'm just not in the mood. I've got personal problems. Don't do it. Don't make an excuse like that. I'm looking you right here in the camera and telling you, don't make an excuse. Find a reason to get up. Find a reason to push yourself out of bed. Find a reason to go out there and give everything you've got. And you'll find 99% of the time at the end of the day, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I got up and I went out and I did that because look what I made, look what I accomplished, look what I did. All right, let's just talk about some of the basic excuses salespeople use. I can't find my prospect. I can't find leads. Do you know for 36 years I've read the phone book? I've read the phone book, the yellow pages, line by line, and I've studied it, and I've memorized it, and I've gone through the categories, and I've read it over and over and over and over and over. Even in the 1980s when all there was the yellow pages. I've got my hands on every bit of information that the cities and the county and the state publish to understand my prospect, to be able to find my prospect. And now with the internet, I still do that. And I go on and I study on Google, so I know exactly who I'm going to see, what their competition is, where they're located, what their hours are, what their products are, how long they've been in business. Study your prospect. You can find prospect. Your sales manager may not give them to you. You may not get all the leads that you want. But you know what? If you've got enough determination, there's 1,000 ways that you can find prospects. I used to drive the streets. I used to drive 13 cities, and I would rotate every weekend the cities I would drive, and I would drive every single street, and I would look at every single business, and I would study geographically where they were at, and I would look at every type of business to where I memorized. Now I have 11 counties, 45 cities, and I have memorized the street, the businesses, how long it takes to get to each one, and I know, instinctively, if there's somebody new. You couple that with doing your homework, you're going to find your prospect. Dig deep, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're working for somebody else, say, man, how did you do it? How did you find this person? Don't be afraid to be teachable. A lot of people say our marketing is bad. Well, our website is bad. They're not doing enough to help us. Well, come on. Help yourself. You're not going to be there forever. Hopefully someday you're going to have your own business. And if you're going to stay there forever, figure out ways that you can help improve the marketing and help improve some of the things that are happening so that the people higher up will take notice of you and say, man, that was a phenomenal idea. You might say the quotas are too high. Man, they want me to close too many deals. They're going to set the quotas high. They're going to set them up here so that you'll achieve here. What I want you to do is surpass those quotas. You take every bit of information I've taught you, every bit of information I'm still going to teach you, and every bit of information I'll tell you if you contact me. And you couple that with determination, hard work, focus, grit, and you're going to blow those quotas away. Because they've set those quotas based upon their goals, and their goals are here, but their goals aren't such that they're looking for Superman. They're looking for the ultimate. They're achievable. They're achievable. Also, you might say, well, our product isn't good enough. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to say our product isn't good enough, you need to find another product to sell. Straight out tell you. You're going to have to find something else to sell. Unless, deep down in your heart, you know your product is phenomenal. And the marketing and the team and everybody around you just isn't doing it properly. That's when you take your personal time to create a package and to create a deal and to create a presentation that people are going to know exactly what your product is. That's how you do that. What about my workload is too much? They're giving me too much work. I can't get it done. Well, you can get it done if you prioritize it. Prioritize, think it through, have a calendar, have a schedule, write down your goals, know what you're doing every 15 minutes, know where you're going to be, what you're going to accomplish. That's how you do it. And corporate will have things etched out a month in advance. They're going to color code it. They're going to know exactly who they're going to talk to, what they're going to accomplish, how many minutes, because they're number crunchers. Have it organized. How about the market is drying up? There just isn't a market for my product. There is. There is. There might not be one in your backyard or in your hometown, but there's a market out there. We now have the internet. You have a worldwide market. Learn how to use the internet. Learn how to gain leads from that. Learn how to expand your market. Learn how to do that. How about we can't beat our competition? Now, if you have that kind of a mindset, you might be in the wrong field. You might be in the wrong field. Don't you ever, ever, ever accept that you're going to be beat at anything. You dig in, you roll up your sleeves, you do your homework, you work late. I used to tell people I get ahead of my competition on weekends and holidays. Even today, as of right now, this past New Year's and on Christmas, I was down here in my office working, because that's what you do if you're a competitor. You don't give up, you don't make excuses, you find a reason to do it, and you do it right. You do it, you don't quit. You don't quit. You be willing to die at your desk. That's how you compete. That's how you do it. How about cold calling is hard? Well, it is if you don't know how to do it. It is. It is. When you've done it 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 times, it's not. It's not meant to be easy. If it was meant to be easy, everybody would be doing it. Everyone would be cold calling. If you will meet someone and you will be organized, if you will be genuine, if you will arrive on time, if you will have product knowledge, if you will take the time to listen to them and understand their needs and fulfill those needs, you can have anything you want as long as you help enough other people get what they want. Do you remember who said that? Zig Ziglar. You can have anything in this world you want as long as you help enough other people get what they want. Do your homework. Be prepared. Help them get what they want. It doesn't matter if you're cold calling them, known them 100 years. If you follow these fundamentals, if you follow these principles, you're going to get what you want in the world of sales. And all of a sudden you're going to realize that cold calling really isn't that hard. It's actually kind of fun. It's like going to Disneyland. You don't know what's behind the next curtain, what's behind the next ride. It's fun. It's fun. Let's talk about being stood up. All right, let's have just some basics. Let's ask for a same day or next day appointment. Let's try to get an appointment where it's not early in the morning or late in the afternoon, especially on Mondays and Friday afternoons. Well, you know they're going to be gone. Okay? Let's try to get an appointment when you know they're going to have time to talk to you. If they're in a restaurant, don't go between 10:30 and 1:30. Try to help them help themselves by scheduling them and putting them in a time slot that's going to be beneficial and help both of you. Let's make the expectations clear. One of the things I like to say to people is, what would you like to accomplish? Let them know that you know what they want to accomplish and what you would like to accomplish. Have it crystal clear that you guys are on the same page. So when you get there, boom, you can get to work, you can get it done, you can knock it out, and you can paper it up, and you can get the deal done, and you're done. Okay, reconfirm the appointment if it's longer than 2 days. Very important. Get the person's personal cell phone number. If you'll do that, you can call them on a cell phone, or in this day, send them a little text and say, hey guys, just wanted to make sure you're going to be there. Or, sir or ma'am, are you going to be there? And, and once again, don't book at bad times. Now, this is something I learned a long time ago. When I was really young, I would show up for an appointment, they wouldn't be there. And I go, oh my gosh, why would they not be there? Well, then I started to realize that if I was going to be in one area and see one person, why not book 5 or 10 or 15, or at least do my homework and schedule in these other leads that I can cold call so that I can cluster sell. I'm not wasting my time, and I can loop it back and see this individual. So I would go to see somebody, and they wouldn't be there, and I would go and see 2 or 3 others. In the meantime, sell 1 or 2 of them, and then I'd loop back, person still wasn't there. But it became a time that I started to realize that people on the front end or at the reception center, wherever it may be, it didn't seem like they were being honest with me. It seemed like maybe the owner was there. So then I started to make a game out of it. I can now get in 99.9% of any business. I don't care if it's an hour or 2 hours prior to it opening up. Doesn't matter if I go in the back door, if I hit my key on the window, if I call relentlessly or whatever it may be, I can get in. The best trick is just going in the back door. It's always open. Just go in the parking lot, go to the back of the building, go in the back door where the employees people go in. All right. If an individual's trying to dodge you, go 2 or 3 or 4 times, but realize that they have weak character. That if they're not strong enough to look you in the eye and tell you no, that when you finally do corner them, they're not going to tell you no. There's nothing that is worse for a salesperson than someone that doesn't say yes or say no. That's why I always say to somebody at the very, very beginning, no means no. If you tell me no, it's no. I hope you share these videos on social media. I hope you're sharing them with your friends. I hope you're really thinking about them, taking notes. I hope you're watching them over and over again. I look forward to seeing you guys and talking with you again next week. A new video will be posted every Monday by 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Have a great day. Be safe. Be relentless. Don't quit. Talk to you then. Goodbye.